Hello, everybody. This is Guitar Journal 3, and this one is a special request from a friend. That's right, we got a request from Jason Carey at Jason Carey Guitar. Um, he is teaching a live stream every morning, 5 days a week, at 7:30, and he's teaching guitar for free. So if you've ever wanted to play the guitar or are interested in playing the guitar, or you do play the guitar and you want to get better, you should do that. I have been doing it every morning for the last couple weeks, and even before the new year, and have already seen a noticeable improvement just from having the morning ritual. And he's an experienced guitar teacher, so highly recommend it. So during one of those live streams, he mentioned, hey, that he wants to see more people write songs about parks. He seems like he's very interested in parks, and shouldn't we all be, right? So that's great. And I said, okay, well, I have a song about a park, or a song inspired by a park, that I actually never released. It was during the recording of Denim Dennis's Journeyman EP that I wrote that song and thought it might make the record, but it didn't. So here was the request from Jason. I said, hey, I'll post that song, I'll play it, and find it in my archives, relearn it, and perform it and play it and release it. And he said, well, he was interested in seeing even the practice session, because I said I had been practicing it yesterday, which I was. And he said, I would love to see the practice session. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to relearn my own song that I wrote 3 years ago, live right now. And then I'm going to perform it at the end, hopefully, and get a good take of it. And that's going to become a YouTube short that I put out, like I've been doing from my guitar videos. But I'm going to learn this song live with you and kind of rediscover it. I did, fair enough. I did learn it a little bit yesterday, but so I'm going in with a little bit of context. But I've never done anything like this before. I literally have a notepad right here. I'm going to write down the chords, and we're going to discover it together. We're going to learn it together. So a song about a park. This is, and I'll also tell you a little bit about the song while we learn it. So let's jump right into it. So as I was saying, this song I wrote about 4 years ago, probably, when I was writing the songs and composing and arranging them for the Journeyman EP. Go check it out on Spotify. It's old, but it's still great. Produced by Doug Gallo, performed by LB and Peter and some other great musicians. So I was going to a lot of state parks at that point. It was, no need to go into personal details, but it was definitely a period of kind of emotional transformation for myself. I was spending a lot of time outside, and the two parks that kind of inspired this song were Blackwater Falls State Park in West Virginia, where I had spent some time with my now wife. That was a while ago, but we loved that place in West Virginia, Dry Fork, West Virginia. Met some great people there. I'll probably cut to some pictures here. But there was that one, and then Shenandoah. I was also spending a lot of time there. I think that's where a couple of these songs were written. So you'll see in the lyrics of these songs that I'll tell you all, obviously, that they're very kind of nature inspired, and look around and see that you're kind of connected to everything. And it's interesting, like, looking back on this song now. I mean, I wrote this 3 years ago as a younger man then, slightly, and seeing what that younger man had to say, it seems like a different person. And this is part of being a songwriter and constantly producing material, is that you will go back and read your own things, and it will sound like a different person, because it is a different person. And it's interesting, and you can see how the thoughts of that person, you can compare them to now, and realize that there's a difference there. That's your story, is the one that person was telling then, on whatever date is written there, and then the one that you have in your head now, and the difference between them is the path that you've traveled. And that's interesting. And I can talk a lot about that if anyone is ever interested about just journaling and what that can lead to. But anyway, so this song was written I think I might have even been at the park or had just gotten back from a trip. And like I said, I'll post some pictures. But anyway, the song is called What I Know. So I'm going to put that right at the top here, which is obviously cheeky because it's kind of that you don't know anything. But What I Know is what it's called. And by the way, does anyone else any guitar players out there use engineering graph paper as your notebook? Highly recommend it. Maybe I'll link the notebook that I bought, but I bought this when I was in college and realized that I actually like it more for guitar work than for other work. But anyway, so it's called What I Know, and I have the chords up here from my archive, my little database that I maintain for myself. I have written that it's tempo 176, but I guess we can play it however we want. And the chords are A minor, and I'm going to pick up my guitar in a second, play this. E minor. Look at me, I sound like Rick Beato. I should not be teaching, but this is not a lesson. This is me learning, actually. Like, I feel like this is someone else's song at this point. So the chords are A minor, E minor, F major 7, and I'll show you how I think I played it in a second. And then next it's E minor again, B minor, and then I have written B minor 7 over F sharp and F. We're almost done. B minor 7 again. This is kind of the whole section here, and we'll see. It'll make sense. I promise. I played it yesterday. F sharp 7, and then G major. So that's the cool part. I know that this isn't a formal chart. Oh, there's more. G major 7. Okay, E minor. Wow, I'm going to have to probably rewrite this in another way, but I'll just list it all out. Oh, crud. D minor over F, E minor. This is not going to be legible. I promise I will rewrite this, but here it is for right now. These are my own notes for myself to play through. So here we go. It's definitely got like you know what? Let me not burden you with my opinions of this song, and you just hear it for yourself. I think we're mostly in tune here. It's got like a little folksy thing to it, and this guitar, I was really inspired when I picked up this guitar and started playing through these chord changes yesterday. I was like, okay, I wrote the song on this guitar. This is Brittany Martin, and I can see why I wrote this, as it sounds cool on this guitar for sure. I think I played a little intro. It was like, I did like a Neil Young, little dissonant Neil Young thing. Was it that? Let's skip the intro for now. Let's just play through the chords. So we got A minor, E. Actually, no, we'll do it this way. A minor, E, F major 7. Open chords. Keep cool, like, want to keep it open. So let's play through it. A minor, E minor, F major 7. This is just me learning it. E minor, B minor, and then I do that. I'm gonna play through this in a second. Once I know I got it. All right, here we go. I'm gonna play it. I think I got it. So we're gonna play it, and I'm gonna sing it, and then we'll talk about it. Ready? This is just my first practice run. Here we go. One. I know that there's a life inside of this body. I can see there's a life inside of yours too. I look around. Nope. I look around. So that's a B minor 7, A, F sharp 7, G major 7. Okay, cool. That's a cool turnaround. So I look around and see all of the things that I'm made of. I can see you are made of them too. I think it was that. I don't want to mess too much with the intro right now, but that's the idea. And then there's a couple verses, and the one that I think is really about like the parks and inspired by the parks is the last verse, which is, have you I gotta play this part quietly. Have you ever sung so loudly that the mountain she sings back to you? And have you ever been so silent that you can hear what she's whispering to you? Okay, yeah, cool. So those words are, have you ever sung so loudly that the mountain she sings back to you? Hoarse today, gotta drink some water. Have you ever sung so loudly that the mountain she sings back to you? Have you ever been so silent that you can feel what she's whispering to you? Okay. Now, another note about songwriting. What's interesting is I actually have a fourth verse as well. So I sang through verse 1 and 3, and it just repeats like that with the little intro thing in between. So I'm going to try a performance of it here in a second. But I noticed that there's a fourth verse here that I actually, when I was thinking about it, I don't think I'm going to sing. And this is kind of the artistic kind of journey part of songwriting, right? Is that I wrote this fourth verse 3 years ago, and now looking at it, I don't agree with it anymore, like as far as the words go. It's not even worth talking about, but it's a basic verse. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, and it probably makes the song longer, and it's pretty to hear it again and everything. But yeah, it's interesting. It's just a phrase, like a series of thoughts that I don't even want to put into the final product if I should make it. So I think we'll stick to 3 verses, and we'll try a performance of it here in a second. But I really like this song, so thank you, Jason, for, I don't even know when I would have ever looked at this. I probably would have found it again eventually, but thank you for the inspiration to pull this one out. We'll see how it comes out. But I really like these chord changes. I don't know if you guys are following this, but I can't even really analyze how I figured this out or whatever. I think I was just trying to be Neil Young at the time, or always, and Paul Simon. Listening to a lot of Neil Young, a lot of Paul Simon, Eagles, and you could just hear it in the chord changes, and Beatles, obviously, always. Rubber Soul a lot at that time. The Journeyman record was inspired a lot by Rubber Soul and Joni Mitchell, who you can see on my wall, who is always there watching me, making sure that I stick to beautiful melodies, because what else is there? That's what you listen to. All right, let's stick to it. So maybe I'll try it. Let's do a performance of it. If you want to play along, go for it. Maybe you could follow the chords that I put out so far, and whatever. Have fun with it. Songs are for everybody once they're created. So if you like the chord changes, steal them, quote them, or don't. If you don't like it, go listen to something else. I know that there's a life inside of this body. I can see there's a life inside of yours too. I look around and see all of the things that I'm made of. I already messed it up. Take two. Let's try that. I look around and see all of the things, yeah. I look around and see all of the things, I'm gonna do it like that. That's a cool chord. Oh, not that. Woo! Sorry. Anybody else do it when you get that chord that you weren't expecting, that harmony that you weren't expecting? Who knew a fifth could sound that good? All right. Thanks, Brittany. All right, so I want to go. Look around and see all of the things, all of the things that I'm made of. G major 7. And this is the cool part. I can see you are made of them too. Sometimes you surprise yourself, man. I don't know how I came up with that, but I really like that. Let's try it again. I know that there's a life inside of this body. I can see there's a life inside of yours too. I look around and see all of the things that I'm made of. I can see you are made of them too. I know that I don't know much about carbon and atoms. I know that I don't know much about science and truth. But I am certain that something is happening here. I can look in your eyes and see it's happening to you. Have you ever sung so loudly that the mountain, she sings back to you? And have you ever been so silent that you can hear what she's whispering to you? Not bad. I think we'll end it there. That was really fun. Thank you, Jason, for the recommendation. I love this song. I don't think I would have ever... I would have found it eventually, but this was fun. And if anybody liked this, if you're listening this far to this point, 20 minutes, let me know. Drop a comment, say hi. Say what you liked and didn't like about this, and maybe we'll do more or less of this in the future. But that was really fun. Take it easy, everybody.